we got to give our flowers to a mutual friend of ours, Grace Blackford, because she dropped her debut album. And it's available on Apple Music, Spotify. Those are the two major ones I know. I know it's available pretty much wherever you can consume music. I know those are the two big heavy hitters. I'm an Apple Music guy myself. I don't know about you two gentlemen. But Inside My Head is the name of the album. It's on, again, all the respective streaming platforms. This is a mutual friend of ours from college, and I love seeing people shine. I love seeing people that I know shine and can release their creative passion or release their creativity through their passions, through different outlets, and to see this come out and materialize. I remember when she dropped her EP a couple of years ago, and now she's finally got a 10-track album, which is worth listening to. It's a half an hour long. It's a very quick listen, but it demands a re-listen. A couple of the songs that I think are the highlights on it, just off of what I've listened to, Melt, and I like Future with You too. Yeah, those are probably my top two at the moment. I still got to give it one more play. But it's been a very big treat to listen to, and it's very cool. Like I said, I love seeing successful, gifted people do well. I think if the world was more fair, if the world was fair, period, you would see creative people shine and at least get their outlet and get rewarded with how hardworking they are. And to see that happen with Grace, somebody I know is accomplished and a beautiful vocalist too, like, that is awesome. So it's a tip of the hat to her. And she is more, Dom, you knew her first. You were friends with her before me. And she has had a greater hand in this show than I think that even she realizes, because without her, there's no you. I would have likely never met you had it not been for Grace.
I am also wondering if we'll tell the story in just a few seconds, but I do wonder, would you have even joined the radio station?
I was mulling it over, but okay. I don't know if I would have actually, like, I've said this before, I have to worry about it for like several weeks before I make a move. Yeah. And it was you coupled with, and I won't go into this story here, it was you coupled with John Leinenkugel, one of the founding brothers of the Leinenkugel brewery. I kid you not, or who pushed me to go to radio. That's a story for another day. But no, like, you were absolutely the nudge in the right direction, and it wouldn't have happened with our good friend Grace Blackford over here.
Yeah, do we want to tell the quick story?
Well, we told it on Wonk. We did tell it on Wonk.
All right, but I guess
from your perspective's funnier.
Oh, well, my perspective is that Grace reached out. So we had been friends for a couple of years already, because we met in vocal jazz. We were both in the jazz school over at Central. But she reached out to me and was like, hey, can you like join me for this coffee date with someone? Just like sit somewhere else, but like keep eyes on me, just because I don't know, like, is he gonna like propose to me? Because he's so outspoken, he's so, this and that.
This was one of the very popular Steve Pulaski pseudo dates.
Well, honestly though, I forget exactly the words that she used. I remember she said specifically, I quote, "I'm worried he's gonna like propose to me or something," which is funny, but also I think is a testament to how outspoken you are, Steve, how much of a bleeding heart everything you are, which is a positive. That's a compliment, and it makes sense that you're a film critic. And
I'm trying to remember what class we had together. Where like we talked in passing in class. Yeah. Like, I know we've had a couple classes together. I can't remember exactly what class it was. I wish I could. But yeah, that's exactly how we met. And to me, the most oblivious person in the room over here, I thought it was a chance encounter. I thought it was just, oh, there's my friend Dom who happens to be at this coffee shop. There's my friend Dom, and then we hit it off.
It's great. She just melted away. Shout out to the second track. The album. She just melted away, and he just turned into us. There was no one else in the room.
Got low. It was just me and you. It was like Miss Snake and Wolf and the bad guys. Yeah. But yeah, she's a big part of the origin story of Sleepless with Steve, and obviously my long-standing friendship with you. But I put the link too. I edited the description of this live stream to include the link of at least the Apple Music version of the album. It's called Inside My Head by Grace Blackford. Again, real beautiful soul music. Maybe I'm just tired of hearing Adele every hour on the radio station that I work at, but Grace might have next over here. She might have next over here. I was really impressed with this record through and through. Great album cover too, I must say. Really good album cover as well too.
Do you know who did who shot the pictures?
Who?
Same guy who did your headshots.
Really?
Yeah, shout out to Jacob Perry.
Shout out to Jacob Perry, man. I still use those headshots too. He's good.
You should, because they're good headshots.
I still have the folder with all this. Okay, so that explains it. Jacob Perry did those. All right. Shout out to Jacob, man. He does fantastic work. You know, I'm not as photogenic as Grace though, so mine didn't turn out nearly as well. But yeah, 10-track album on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you consume music, you can find it. Again, worth a listen, half an hour, really good. Again, my two favorites are Melt and Future with You. I think the whole album is beautiful though, and it's paced very well too. One of the underrated parts of an album is like track listing placement and track placement. And this one has it for sure.
It's really chill, but it has a lot of depth once you like go past, like, say, oh, okay, I can vibe with this. And then when you actually start listening to it and listen to some of the ballads, like, oh, okay, there's some really good, deeper meaning here. My favorite song by her actually isn't even on this debut album. It's on her EP. It's Home? Darkness. That is a banger. That gets me hype. And I love that song, Darkness.
You know, I'm just remembering too. I remember a couple songs from this EP when it got released. The problem was I remember back, it was like right when I graduated, and I was moving, so like I missed it. I did miss it at the time. I'm gonna have to go back to that one too. So you're getting a lot of spins on. I don't know how the analytics work on Apple Music and these streaming services, but you're gonna be getting a lot of spins. And if they're locationally, the person in Dubuque, Iowa, is me, Grace. If they're locationally relevant as well. But yeah, Inside My Head, links in the description of this video. Check it out. Support fledgling indie artists, because she's got a good one here. She's got a really good record here, and I'm glad that we could talk about it, at least for a few minutes on the show. Give her her flowers, as I keep saying, is the appropriate term.